So then, what language did Jesus speak? You said Aramaic, rightfully so. But you know where you get that from? You get that from the Bible about Jesus' life, that he spoke Aramaic. You steal that from the Bible while at the same time saying we don't have anything earlier than the Quran that we can use to historically determine anything about Jesus' life. You're stealing from the Bible while at the same time saying the Bible's unreliable and playing games. You see how you cooked yourself? Anything about
Can I speak, bro? Please do 2 sentences.
2 sentences. Go ahead.
Bro,
Yo,
hello?
first of all, Abu
there you go.
Yeah, I got a phone call, though, bro. Chill. Yeah,
Okay.
what's up, man?
Did you hear my
Yes.
explanation?
I heard it. It didn't, like, it doesn't,
What did I say?
yeah, I keep getting muted, so I don't really know if I can
Yep.
speak yet.
What did I say?
I can talk now?
Yeah, what did I say?
Alright. So you were talking about how, the Quran says it's a clear detail and that you get what language he spoke and where he lived from the Bible,
Yeah,
right?
what did I say? How did I say it's important?
How did you say it's important?
Yeah,
How is it
important for you
important?
as a
I missed
Muslim.
that part. How is it important?
Because remember how you were saying how you don't have anything earlier than the Quran that you can rely on to get information about Jesus' life. That's what you said. Yet you said he spoke Aramaic, which you're getting from things that come before the Quran, which is my Bible, about Jesus' life. So you use the Bible for information about Jesus while at the same time saying it's unreliable. That's why it's important.
All right. If I retract my statement, I don't take the Bible as a reliable. Yep. I don't need to know what language he spoke, and I don't need to know
It's
where
too
he
late.
lived. Yep.
The
I
damage is
retract my
already
statement.
done. It's
That's
too
fine.
late.
I retract my statement. Boom.
It's too
All right.
late.
What's the next topic?
It's too late. The
I
damage
just
is
want to
already
get to that
done.
last point. I really want to get to that last part.
I bet you do. And we're gonna take our
Yeah.
sweet time. We're gonna take our sweet time dispelling this myth that Jesus was a Muslim.
All right.
Or just by
I
showing
just
that you
told you
guys
from the
have no
Quran he's Muslim.
foot to stand on. You have nothing to stand
From the
on.
Quran he's Muslim. Next.
Ah, so all right, so
I
yeah,
gave you
from
the
the Quran
reference.
he's Muslim. So all you have is a claim, no proof.
I have the objective claim in the verbatim words of God that says he's Muslim.
Verbatim words of God. Where does your Quran
What's
say it's
that?
the verbatim words of God?
What do you mean?
Where does your Quran say it's the verbatim words of God?
So if I show you this, or will you like concede?
I would
and we
say
can get
that,
to the next
okay, the
point?
Quran claims to be the verbatim words of God. Sure. Where does it say that it's the verbatim words of God?
Even it's also in the Hadith too.
Show me in the Quran.
You know what? But we take Hadith too. Also, we take Quran and Hadith.
Show me the Quran.
Now, as Muslims, we take Quran and Hadith.
Okay, good. So I can show you in the Quran the opposite.
Go for it.
Yeah, in the Quran in chapter 89, it
this is-
says that it's the words of a messenger, not Allah.
I mean, you can say that, bro, but like this is a different topic. I kind of want to stay on topic.
No,
so
this is going with your argument. Your argument is I have the objective truth because this is the verbatim words of God. However, that's not what your Quran says. Your Quran says it's the verbatim words of a messenger, not God.
Okay.
So then
I just told you we have it in Hadith.
Your objective evidence goes out.
We have it in Hadith.
You have it in.
Yeah, we take Hadith too. I don't know how many times I've told you this, dude. We take Hadith too. We don't just take the Quran.
Right. You take the Hadith when your Quran says that your Quran is supposed to be detailed about everything, but you need Hadith.
Yep. What's next? Next point. Next point.
Yeah. So maybe the next Muslim could try. Can the next Muslim try to prove that Jesus was a Muslim? This guy, he failed miserably. He failed miserably. Hopefully he humbles himself next time and it doesn't look this bad.
You just really don't want to go to that last point, man.
And you really don't want to deal with the first.
I just dealt with it. What are you talking about?
You just dealt.
He's Muslim from the Quran.
You mean dealt?
You just dealt with it?
My bad. I just dealt with it. He's Muslim from the Quran.
Got it. Thank you. Who's the next Muslim that wants to try? Can any Muslim here
Can we get to the next point?
Jesus was a Muslim?
It's
With
just because you
actual
say like.
evidence, not using the claim to back itself up, not using circular reasoning. Is there
It's
any
just because
Muslim
you
that's
say
on this
he's the
panel?
best moral example, but he killed kids and like,
Thank you, Abu. Thank you. You're
but
done.
he raped girls and killed kids. Like
But
how?
yeah,
Nice,
he's got to go. Yeah.
nice. So I don't know why he's condemning Muhammad like that.
Poor Aisha, man.
For Aisha, justice for Aisha, justice for Sophia,
Free my Aunt Josh's.
justice for the girls who are buried alive by their mothers, since Muhammad said that those infant babies will go to hell. Justice for all of them. Justice for all of them.
Justice for that little baby who he led the prayer for in the Ansar.
That's probably going to hell, according to him.
Peradventure. Peradventure.
All right, go ahead, Nitro. I'm sorry, I almost called you Nitro. How do I say your name, bro?
Nito.
Nito.
So my question to you is that why don't y'all pray like Jesus?
Why don't you?
I do.
How did Jesus pray?
Well, we could go. All right. I'll get 1 minute to talk. Don't interrupt me, and then you can
No,
respond.
you don't need. No, you don't need
Who gets to dictate? You are the host. Who do you think you is?
Because all y'all do is talk over people, bro.
Nito.
So look.
You don't have a minute to speak.
All right.
We're having back and forth. All you have to do is just answer the question simply. If you're answering direct, you won't be interrupted. If you go off subject, you will be interrupted.
All right.
That's just how this goes.
All right. Let me talk to you.
All right.
Prostrate. Definition. Lay oneself flat on the ground, face down, especially in reverence or submission. So submitting your will or submitting in prostration.
Okay.
Matthew 26:39. Going a little farther, he fell with his face to the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will." He's literally praying with his head, prostration on the ground, and saying, "It's not my will, it's your will, God."
To who?
He's literally submitting his will to God.
Who's he praying to?
God.
Wait, you just read the verse. Who does he say that he's praying to?
His Father.
Do you
God.
pray like that? Yeah, do you pray like that?
Yes. I fell down, my face to the ground.
Wait, Nito, be careful. When you fall down with your face to the ground, do you call Allah your Father?
Why would I call him Father?
Because Jesus did. You just said you pray like Jesus does.
We call him the creator.
Quiet.
But do you call him Father like
No,
Jesus does?
Please focus on Nito, please. Don't
Yeah, I know. I'm just bringing it back. So here, Jesus says, "My Father." Do you go down on your face and pray like Jesus does, "My Father"? Because that's what Christians do.
No, y'all don't.
So do you do that?
Do I fall down on my face to the ground and ask God for forgiveness? Yes.
No. Do you fall?
Oh, God, Father.
Nito, listen carefully. Are you listening carefully?
Because I would tell you this.
Nito, are you listening?
Hold on.
Nito, are you listening carefully?
Yes, I'm listening carefully.
Okay. When you prostrate on the ground and you pray to Allah, do you call him Father when you do that?
It's not Father, and Jesus isn't even the Son.
No worries.
Of God.
Do you do that?
No, I do not call him my Father, but do I
Okay.
fall on my face and pray? Yes.
I got you. So Jesus here in this verse, when he falls down on his face and he prays, does he call God his Father?
He does, but let me tell you why.
Do you pray like Jesus or not, according to this verse?
You basically took one word out of that whole
Answer
thing
the question.
and made it wrong.
Do you pray like Jesus according to this verse?
Yes, I do. The only thing
So
that's
you call
different is that
Allah
I do
Father?
not call him Father.
Okay, so did Jesus call him Father according to the verse?
He did.
So do you pray like Jesus according to the verse?
I do, but I do not call him Father. It's not rocket science, bro.
All right, let me ask you this. Is Allah the Father of Jesus?
He's not the Father, but he is God.
Right, so then can you be a Muslim and say that God is your father? Allah is your father?
No, he does not have kids.
Right, so Jesus says that that God is his father, right?
Okay. But
Yes or
I'm telling
no?
you how he prayed.
Yes
Did
or no?
he not fall down to his face or no?
Yes or no? Yeah, we're past that now because you can't be honest. So according to this verse, Jesus says that God is his father, right? So he's the son of God, right?
Claiming to the Bible, obviously y'all gonna think he's the son of God.
We didn't quote the Bible, you did, right?
Yes, I did quote the Bible because what y'all
right.
believe in.
Okay, so you quoted this as a proof that Jesus is a Muslim. So I'm going with what you came with as a evidence. So this is good. So since we're using your evidence, we're evaluating it. According to the evidence that you brought, Jesus says that he's the Son of God, that God is his own Father. Is he a Muslim?
Yes.
But you just told me that you cannot be a Muslim and say that Allah is your Father.
It was changed when it got translated, bro. He's not his actual father.
Oh, wait, keep it up, please. Reform. Sorry. Keep it up. Because it's really good. I think it helps like keeping it.
I was gonna go to the Greek, but
It's okay. Because he'll probably say the Greek was changed and who knows. So this verse was changed, Nito?
Yes.
So then how do you know that the verse says that Jesus prostrated if it was changed?
What do you mean?
How do you know that the verse says that Jesus prostrated if this verse was changed?
He fell down with his face to the ground.
Yeah, how do you know that that wasn't changed?
oh, my bad.
What do you mean?
You said that this verse was changed, right? Because it's the same verse. Where he said it, he prostrated, literally in the same sentence, it says Jesus called him God Father. It's the same verse. So if you're saying that the verse was changed, then this means that it was changed to say that he prostrated. So maybe he didn't really prostrate according to this verse, right?
He could have been, yeah.
So we don't even know. So maybe this verse should be thrown out because it was changed. It's untrustworthy. We can't go to this verse to show us how Jesus prayed. So maybe you should use something else. Since it's unreliable, it's been changed.
So you're admitting that your book has changed?
No, I'm admitting that your argument is dumb.
How is it done?
Because in one
If you
way,
read, hold on. If you read your Bible the way it was revealed in Aramaic, it would not say Father.
really good. I'm
Yes.
glad you said that. Go to Mark chapter 14, my brother.
Got you.
We got to read the Aramaic. Luckily, we have the Aramaic.
Mark.
Go down to a verse right around like 36. You know how to find it. Where he's praying. Yeah, there it is, 36. And he said, Abba, that's the Aramaic for father. Abba, Father, all things are possible for you. So Jesus falling on his face praying.
That's not Aramaic, bro.
Abba is Aramaic.
That's not Aramaic. I'm
What
reading
is it?
English right now.
What is Abba? What is that?
I'm reading English right now.
Yeah, what is the word Abba? What word
Is it written in English or Aramaic that you're
the
looking
word Abba?
Is it written in English or Aramaic?
It's a transliteration of the word in Aramaic.
Is it
Pronounces
Arabic
as
or
Abba.
Aramaic?
It's Aramaic.
I don't see Aramaic letters on my screen, bro.
Take care.
You can't make this stuff up.
No.
You can't.
Who's next? Who's next, man? You.
This dude been up here 3 times. Maybe he can finally.
Yes, I'm next. So I asked you first that I have 2 cents to say and I'm gonna leave.
Why would you leave?
Dawa Dash? You gonna do the Dawa Dash?
I have to leave because I have to go to work.
I don't. Well, maybe come back when you don't have to go to work. Then.
Hit and run Dawa. Hit and run Dawa.
2 sentences.
Yeah, we don't do that, bro. We don't do 2 sentences and then you leave.
Fuck you and your people and Allahu Akbar.
All right, beautiful. See, we can see you guys from a mile away. We know that you guys want to curse, or you guys want to sound like your prophet. It's Ramadan. It's the month of cursing. So we know, we get it.
So can another Muslim?
How you doing, Islam way?
I'm fine, and how are you?
I'm pretty good. We're talking about whether or not Jesus is a Muslim.
Okay. I saw the topic that it said that it's not the Muslim. So I came up to ask the question that so of that of explanation of that.
Okay, Islam way, we'll just speak to the next Muslim because you don't look like your English is too well. So we will just move to the next Muslim. But thank you so much for that, Islam way. Thank you for those wise words. We'll just move to the next Muslim. Sorry. Thank you for those wise words, though. History channel. Are you a Muslim?
He is.
Oh, you know him?
Mm-hmm.
Have you spoken to him about Jesus being a Muslim?
No.
Let Abu go. Let Abu go first. I gotta do.
No, he was here before you. We know him. He was here before you. We want to talk to
Yeah,
him.
I already cooked them.
Oh, Abu,
You already
please.
cooked them?
Thank you for
Is
those
this the
wise
same
words.
Yeah, I
guy?
already cooked them.
Thank you for those wise words.
Is this the same guy that we
What's up,
just
everyone?
that was just up here?
I don't even know if it's the same guy. When I left, I think there was I left an Abu Karim, but he didn't have this profile. I don't know if it's the same guy. Are you
Are
the
you the
one that was
same?
just here, Abu Karim?
Yeah.
Bro.
How did it end with him, Logic?
Like that?
Exactly like that.
Okay, we can move to Distery. Distery channel, do you believe that Jesus is a Muslim?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
All right, can you tell us why you believe that Jesus is a Muslim?
Well, I wanted to ask Logic. Logic, why don't you pick on people that are in your own league?
Yeah, we're picking on you
what
now
league?
because you're on
What
his
league
league.
am I in?
You're in a good league. You've got a good level of debate. You know, not a lot of people can. You know, you had a few guys in the comments. You just silenced them. You wouldn't bring them up.
What do you mean?
So you silenced. Who is it?
Who did I silence in the comment section?
Or world? Like you're debating with people that can't hold that kind of a conversation.
Am I supposed to read? Am I supposed to read everybody's mind and know what level they're at?
You do know.
No, I don't.
You get to start talking to them.
Well, if I start talking, everybody has a right to talk and share their beliefs, man, and their convictions. I don't discriminate. It's about bringing truth and understanding, man. That's all it is.
That's one thing. You got guys that truly want to spread the truth, you know, for the sake of good. But I feel like you just want to argue using small points to dance around the topic, and I mean, you know the answers to all the questions already.
He means you're using facts. That's what he's saying.
I see.
You're arguing with facts.
Using objective facts, because you can interpret the scripture one way, I can interpret scripture one way. You're using your interpretation.
No, I'm not. There hasn't been a single time this story where I have read my own opinion into anything that I've brought up so far. If I have, I would like for you, if you're accusing me of that, show me how I did that.
Well, no,
like for example, with this topic of Jesus being a Muslim, if you can show me how I did that, I wouldn't do it anymore.
No, your opinion is absolutely correct. Your opinion is okay. It's whether it is fact or not. That's what's up for argument. And
yeah, if my opinion is not factual, then it's not okay. Bottom line.
That's where you leave it up to debate and interpretation. And the people that you're choosing to debate with aren't capable of having that debate.
Dude, I'm here in an open field. Whoever wants to come up, if they feel knowledgeable, they can come up and engage, man.
All right.
So,
making this claim.
What about you? Would you like to engage on the subject?
I'll engage a little bit, sure. Jesus is Muslim.
Yeah, Jesus being a Muslim.
You've heard it. You've heard it over and over again, I'm sure.
Right. What Muslim means.
To the will of the Creator.
Okay. How do you know that he did that?
Well, we know that all the prophets submitted their will to the Creator.
How do you know that Jesus did that?
Well, you know that. You and I both know that. So that's the kind of topic. We do. I mean, there's verses in the Quran and there's verses in the Bible that
Okay.
all the prophets submitted their will to the Creator.
Is the creator in the Bible the same creator in the Quran?
Yes.
Does the creator in the Quran have sons?
The Creator in the Quran does not have sons. On
The Bible,
the subject of the sons and father was a Jewish tradition, even an Abrahamic tradition, because Abraham was called the son of God.
a tradition. No, Abraham wasn't.
Yes, he was.
But a tradition that the Quran rejects, right?
The Quran rejects because the people took it out of context and started calling their rabbis and priests fathers and sons. Adam was considered the son of God.
No, your Quran doesn't say that.
Yes, particularly that. It's stop calling your, remove the word father, because the people are conflating the father term, the godly father term, into the human father term.
Yeah, where did your Quran say that?
That's just common knowledge.
Based on what?
Based on Islamic faith. That's
when you say Islamic faith, I don't mean to cut you off, but when you say Islamic faith, that means that it's coming from the Quran, right? Or the Hadith, right?
Traditionally, yes.
So what is the source that you have to say that Allah is canceling this title of father because the Jews, misused it for their rabbis?
Say your Lord is one.
Priests. Yeah, where does it say that they? Well, the Jews
begotten.
Yeah, where does it say that he used to be okay to say that he was begotten or something like that, or that he begets?
That's say thy Lord is one.
Yeah, say the Lord is one.
Does not be or begotten.
Say the Lord is one is not the same as saying, hey guys, I know you used to say that I'm a father, but it's not okay anymore. Only say that I'm Lord and that I'm one.
Look,
that's not the same as that, you know what I'm saying?
If you want me to I'll get you more on that. I'll get you more on as far as how the Hebrews would turn their fathers, turn their priests and their scholars their rabbis and their scholars into fathers.
Is Allah a father in any sense?
In the biblical sense, yes, but we have to differentiate. We have to differentiate between a human father and that. What do you call it? You have a term for it. Like God did not give birth to Jesus, right?
Let me show you something.
Not give birth to Jesus, so obviously he's not the father in a human sense.
Okay,
so we've done away with that. We've completely done away with that description. Because
who said that God was a father in a human sense? Who said that?
Well, just the term father in itself gives it a human attribute. That tradition of calling fathers has been abandoned with Islam.
Okay, so Allah being a father, you're saying that the word itself just automatically entails in a human way. So then that would mean that Allah would never have been okay with being called a father, right?
Doesn't automatically. In the old tradition, that word father in their language meant more than a father what we call today. Because obviously when you hear father, you think of a father-son type. You think of a human father.
Okay.
So father meant something different. Point being, the father meant something different to the Hebrews than it does to us today.
Okay. So when the Jews said that God is their father in the sense that he loves them, is that okay?
When they used to do it, they were calling God the Father because that was their tradition.
Yeah, so when they say in the sense that he loves them like they're his beloved, is that okay to call God Father in that way?
It was okay. It isn't anymore.
It was okay.
It was okay, but
Can you show me where this was okay in the Quran?
It was okay for them. No, I can't. It was okay for them, not for us.
So yeah, can you show me in the Quran where it says it was okay for the Jews to refer to Allah as their father?
No, I can't, because that's when they referred to God as their father, they meant it in that sense, in the godly sense, not in a human nature sense.
So then where are you getting this from, that it was okay for them to call God, Allah, their father? Where are you getting this from, my friend?
Because it's the same relationship that Adam and Noah and Abraham.
Can you show me where Adam, Noah, and Abraham were sons of Allah?
We're called sons of God in the Old.
Yeah, can you show me where Adam, Noah, and Abraham were called sons of Allah?
In the Old Testament, it's not in the New Testament.
Oh,
not in the Quran, no.
Now we're talking. So the Old Testament gives us correct theology on who God was according to the prophets?
Of their time, however, the issue was that the people started to call their rabbis and their scholars gods and lords and fathers. It's the same term as.
So where in the Old Testament? Where in the Old Testament do you see them calling rabbis gods and lords?
That's in the Quran. That I know is in the Quran.
Yeah, so it's a statement in the Quran. It says, do not take your rabbis and your monks as lords besides Allah.
Yeah.
But nowhere in the scripture does it say that the rabbis are doing that, right? Or that people are doing that, right?
In which scripture?
The Old Testament, the Bible.
I don't know.
Okay, well, it doesn't.
I'm not well versed. Yeah, I couldn't tell you that.
Okay, so it doesn't. It doesn't have that in there. So we just have a claim or an accusation of the Quran, but nothing of.
We have a clarification of the term. So
there is no clarification of the term.
We have a clarification of the term Lord.
I'm not worried about the word Lord. I'm worried about Father.
The word Father, the Lord, the Creator. We have a clarification of the term.
Okay, so what is the clarification of the word Father? What does it clarify? Because all I see is it all throughout the Quran is that Allah's not a father. But you're telling me that Allah actually is a father in some sense, but you're just not allowed to use that anymore. Where does the Quran make that clarification?
Ask it differently.
What?
Ask it differently. Ask me that question one more time differently.
Wow.
Break it down. You asked three questions in one, so break it down.
Where does the Quran say that once upon a time he was a father?
It doesn't.
Good.
Because
there is no clarification on this usage of father. The only thing that you see in the Quran when it comes to Allah being a father is that he's not a father, right?
He's not a father, correct.
And then you also see that he wasn't a father in the past, because in chapter 9, verse 30, it says, the Jews say Ezra is the son of Allah. The Christians say the Messiah is the son of Allah. They imitate the saying of those who disbelieved of old.
Correct. Yes.
So whoever was claiming of old that they were children of God, they were deluded in their disbelievers, according to the Quran. So at no time was it ever okay to see Allah or call him as a father. It was never okay.
I think a lot of this is just lost in translation.
It's not translation, bro. It's just what the word. Man, if we really go up with you guys, man, if it was up to y'all, we wouldn't be able to know anything. Like the words that we read right off the page wouldn't be able to be understood if it was up to you guys. Clear statements in the Quran Clear statements in the Bible, clear statements in any book. It's lost in translation. Or, you need to know this. Yeah. We wouldn't be able to know nothing if it was up to y'all, man.
No,
Hey, Logic. Hey, Logic. Just level with me real quick. What is Ab in Arabic?
Father,
What is Rab in Arabic?
Lord.
Are they the same thing?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's not necessarily a thing lost in translation. It's just the definition of words.
no, it is lost in translation because there's a different literal traditions that people had 2,000, 3,000 years ago.
Could you prove it?
Were those traditions okay? That's the question. Well, who cares if they had traditions? Were those traditions in line with Islam?
As long as they didn't take, as long as it stayed as long as it was only God being called the Father and not.
Do you see this?
And not
You're
the other.
saying that once upon a time Allah was a father.
It was common to refer to God as a father.
Where does your Quran say that? And that's okay?
I'm not pulling that out of the Quran.
We just read Surah 9:30. It's not okay. Your Quran says it's never been okay. It's not okay. It was never okay. It will never be okay. But now you're saying it is. So why are you throwing your Quran under the bus?
That's in the begotten sense.
No, it doesn't say
it's
begotten.
Not okay in the begotten sense.
It doesn't say begotten.
So here, how about this? Does your Quran not say you can only come to the most beneficent as a slave? Only as a slave.
Only as a slave?
As a servant.
As a servant.
Who doesn't know? It's chapter 19, verse 93, bro. It says, there's none in the heavens or the earth that can come to the most beneficent except as a slave.
Didn't he say that you were busy beating on people who weren't knowledgeable? And yet we're teaching him his own deen again?
I'll listen to you. Well, so what does that have to do with?
It means that the only relationship that you can ever have with Allah is a slave and master relationship, not a father and son.
See, I find that interesting because it also said don't call your slaves, but call them your sons.
Where does your Quran say that?
Where does your Quran say that?
Look up slaves.
Yeah, where does the Quran say that?
Let me look up slaves. Hold on.
Okay, I'll wait.
What has been going on today, man?
That's Islam.
Oh yeah, go on. Hit the prayer.
Avery, you had 3 honest Muslims a little bit earlier today, and that took out the intellectual honesty out of every single other Abdul on this.
It was over. It was over after that.
They just sucked the intellect out of every single one of them.
I guess that would be an honor then, huh?
But losing intellect? I don't think so. Poor guy.
Joy said that they got somebody who's up there who's new, evidently.
See, your own sister saying you knew. I've seen you before, Distery.
He's not new, Joy.
Here, put someone up while I look for this.
And Joy, I would say that he's just as knowledgeable as you are, if not more. This chick said the other day, nowhere in the Bible does it say Jesus is the Messiah.
She what?
Wait, no. Wait, no, Bill.
No, you can't be serious.
She said, nowhere in the Bible Nowhere in the Bible. No, see what you're not gonna do. Nowhere in the Bible is there any clear statement that Jesus is the Messiah. And the Quran come to correct. The
Oh
Quran come to correct.
my lord.
That has to be satire. It
Oh
has to be.
wow. Oh,
That can't be
I
real.
can't. I can't.
She won't be back, Isabel. Don't believe her.
Oh
Yo, can you
lord.
guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Omar.
Yeah. So I
What do
want
you
to
want,
address
Omar?
something that. Yeah. So I was hearing something about that this idea of father in the Quran. This is something that
Uh-oh.
is not accepted here. It's not anywhere in the Quran. The whole idea of father and it's not one of the titles of Allah that He uses, especially in Surah Maryam and elsewhere. It's not in Islam.
Thank you, Omar. So let me ask you, Omar, maybe you might have some insight on this. Because I've been noticing it more and more in discussing this topic of Jesus being a Muslim. More and more Muslims are trying now to argue and make a case that Allah is in some way a father or was in some way a father.
No.
Why do you think they're doing that now with this topic?
I think it is to do with the biblical verses. They want to use them.
You see, he's smart. You see, no wonder everybody was hating against Omar. He's smart.
I think they're trying to use the Bible to confirm the Quran. Maybe which I think is not something.
You
Which I don't
smart.
think it is something that is because you have like an update of events, but again you want to use the former events to confirm the new events. I don't think it's something that someone would do because they are using the gospel, and so that's why they're into that big problem. And for me, I actually disagree with that.
Very honest and straightforward answer, man.
About time we got one more of these.
Joy?
Joy, come up, bro.
Come on, Joy.
We have the verses. Come up.
Joy, I gave you the verses the other day when y'all was muting me and talking over. What are you talking about?
What in the world is she up to? Is she just
Come up.
Look, Joy. Go to John chapter 4.
I'll put it on the screen.
Read verse 25 and 26. The woman said to him, I know that the Messiah is coming, he who is called Christ. When he comes, he will tell us all things. Jesus said to her, I who speak to you am he.
Isabel, can you put me on big screen?
John chapter 4, verse 25 and 26, Joy.
John chapter 4, 25. The woman said to him, I know that Messiah is coming, who is called Christ. When he comes, he will tell us all things. Jesus said to her, I who speak to you am he.
man literally said I am him and you're not listening to it. Why?
Come on, Joy.
John chapter 4, verses 25 through 26.
Who said 24?
Hello? KK.
I got a message from this girl off of Instagram. She said,
Oh, you muted yourself.
Wait, hold on.
I got a message from this girl from Instagram, and she thought that I left the live because I got like someone threatened to like off me. But I just wanted to let you guys know that wasn't true. No one threatened to off me. Because
Was people telling you to leave the live though?
No one told me to leave the live. I was not understanding anything, so I just left. I was not getting it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get this anytime soon, so let me just leave. And I went to get eat.
And she said I got a dip.
Yeah. I just left because I was hungry and I was not getting anything. So I was like, okay, let me come back another time. I saw them all tell to leave. Oh, I didn't see them telling me to leave in the because I wasn't looking at the comments. They weren't updating for me, so I just left on my own will, guys. I just left on my own will. By the way,
Well, that's good. They was raving in the comments section like, sister, just leave, sister, leave this life, sister. They don't.
yeah, but like my comments, yeah, because when like even when
Someone said, "Is this what the Ummah has come to?" That comment really.
Is this what the Ummah has come to? Why did we be alive before we see this day?
Like I was just because even when I tried to go through the when I left, yeah, I was gonna write a comment, and my comment said, yeah, I'm not really understanding, but thank you guys anyways. And then my comment didn't post, so like none of the comments was like updating for me anyways. So like I didn't see any of those comments. I don't know if they did. I'm not gonna say that they did or they didn't, but I didn't see those comments. But yeah, but no one told me to leave, guys. I just left by myself. But I did want to say like thank you for like trying to help me understand from like your point of view, but I was just not getting it. I was not understanding it. But yeah, someone said, "Why are you Muslim?" I was born into Islam. So that's what I grew up with.
You know, Jesus said you got to be born again.
Yes, sir.
Is that when you get baptized?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That which is born of water and spirit.
Oh, that's nice. My friend got baptized.
Hey, that's cool. You should join us.
Yeah, like my friendship group is multi-faith. Like, it's like what, 2 Muslims, 2 Christians, and 1 atheist. I think she's atheist, but yeah, 1 atheist.
I don't know why, but that guy.
Okay. But
it's right up your alley, man.
That guy sent me.
I got it, Roger.
Oh, Lord.
I found it.
Well, my friends are Christians, so I've got 2 Christian friends, and one of them.
Tell your Christian friends to tell you that Jesus is the only way.
Amen.
No, we don't really talk about religious stuff like that. We keep religion out of our
Oh, nah, man. Y'all got, if y'all friends, y'all could talk about it.
This is eternal life.
If y'all real friends, y'all could talk about it.
Yes, sir. Talk about religion with the gals.
We just vibe. Like we don't bring religion or politics. We don't.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm actually 17.
Oh yeah, so
yeah, so I'm still young, but yeah.
When you get older, if y'all real friends, that stuff is gonna come up. Like you're not gonna not have those conversations if they're your real friends.
But I mean,
especially if one of y'all just got baptized.
Yeah, my grandma actually, her side of the family is actually Catholic. Like all of them, they're all Catholic. My mum's mum, like her side of the family, they're all Christian. Some of them are Christian, some of them are Catholic. But my grandma reverted to Islam just before my mum was born. So I still got like Christian and Catholic family members, but she's gonna convert. I mean, I doubt that will happen.
I'm gonna come talk to your grandma.
We gotta talk, fam. We gotta talk.
What, to my grandma?
To your grandma, yeah, I gotta go talk to her.
But yeah, my grandma reverted actually to Islam. But
she invited you to Islam and you listen to her?
No. My grandma, she reverted to Islam way before my mum was even born.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, and then my mum's dad is Muslim as well. So my mum's dad was born Muslim. My grandma reverted to Islam before my mum was born. So then my mum grew up in Islam. My dad's dad was an imam and like ran the mosque and stuff. So
that's some mad love jihad.
Yeah. She will convert. Poor Grammy. I mean, I still respect like everyone's beliefs and stuff. Like I was her husband. No, my grandma converted before she met my granddad.
Okay, thank you for being on the panel, KK.
Thank you.
We
I just
really
wanted to let
appreciate.
everyone know that no one forced me to leave, but thank you for like trying to educate me.
Of course.
But thank you guys.
Keep coming around. Keep coming around.
All right, bye.
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 Okay, so I'm trying to get onto the topic of today, but I'm a bit confused, man.
Wait, hold on. The story said he has the verse.
Yeah. Well, it's not a verse. It's a hadith. And, it's what you brought up. It's what you brought up a good point about the relationship between the slave and master. It says, "Do not refer to anyone as my slave, for all of you are slaves of Allah. Rather, you should refer to them as my young man." I only that when you brought up the relationship between slave and master, that was what I was trying to pinpoint. The relationship between the biblical father and son. It's the same reference.
It's not. It's far from it. It's far from it. Let me show you what Jesus says. This is what Jesus says when it comes to relationship between God and people. So believers. I'll show you a couple verses. So this is John chapter 1, verse 12.
What about the relationship between God and the prophets? Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. I'll show you that too. That's a good question. I'll show you that too. So,
Very good.
So this I'll show you. I'll show the general believers, and then I'll show you like prophets. And then I'll show you how Jesus makes a distinction. Okay. So general believers, John chapter 1, verse 12. It says, "But to all who did receive him," talking about Jesus, "who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God." So this is a spiritual regeneration that takes place once you receive Christ, and God adopts you as his own son, not just a slave, but a son or daughter, depending on who you is. So that's for the general believer.
So who is saying this?
This is John right here. This is John by the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. This is the revelation that he's giving us.
And it's still not a begotten relationship. It's not a begotten son.
Not here. No, it's not a begottenness. Okay.
So this makes John a prophet.
Just 1 second. I wanted to show. I got to take him through a little road here. Okay. Now, Jesus says there's a difference between a son and a slave, son and a servant. In John chapter 8. We'll go to John chapter 8. What verse that is, Black Doctor? Oh, here it is. I found it. All right, so verse 35. Reading 35 to 38. So Jesus says, "The slave does not remain in the house forever. The son remains forever. So if the son sets you free, you will be free indeed." See? You see the difference? There's a difference when it comes to the son and a slave. The slave, only in the house temporarily. The son remains in the house forever.
The house as in creation?
The house as in God's kingdom.
Creation.
God's house. Okay?
I can agree with that, and then I can interpret that to yes, his words remains forever.
It doesn't say words.
It doesn't say words.
I know, but I can insert. But obviously, he's not here now. So, but
what are you talking about?
But his essence is here.
Yeah, right? No, I don't know whose mic that is that's loud, but no, it's just, bro. You got to take the words for what it says, not add anything into it.
We don't need that bidda over here in the Bible.
Yeah, no innovation. It's the slave that does not remain in the house forever. The son remains forever. They ain't talking about words or teachings or nothing like that. It's this two different relationships. The slave doesn't remain in the house forever. The son remains in the house forever. Okay? So there's a distinction between the son and the slave. You see that biblically?
I see that. But there's the son is not here right now. So how do you interpret that?
The son is here always. Now,
these are the sons.
Because the son is omnipresent. He said, "Lo, I am with you always, even until the end of the age." Mm-hmm. So he is still with us.
His essence,
he's omnipresent.
What he preached is here. His essence is here.
Where does he say that? He says, "I will be with you always." Not my words. I will be with you always. So take Jesus for what he says. Don't add to Jesus' words.
No, but you're interpreting it as he's physically here, but he's not physically here. Right?
Jesus is omnipresent.
Anyway,
We can interpret that two ways. Let's move on. It's okay. Let's move. We can interpret that two ways. Go ahead.
there's no ways. There's no
No,
ways.
there's no way. You can't just put your own interpretation,
But he's
and
not
then when
here.
everybody else says that's not what the text says, you're adding to it.
But
You
he's
can't
not.
just say, "Oh, agree to disagree," and then move on.
But
That's
he's
just being dishonest.
all right. So, but he's not here. Show me how he's here.
What does that have? He
John
just
chapter.
showed it to you. Hold on a second, guys, because let's just be clear. Because we're
Right,
not
that's
here to
obfuscating.
That's right.
exactly. So we're here. I'm showing you the differences of the slave and a son, and how God and Jesus describe what sons are in the faith.
Yeah.
Showing you that the relationship that you saw in the Quran, only a master and a slave with Allah and you, that's not biblical. That's not what was taught by the prophets. With the prophets, what Jesus taught, the apostles taught, the prophets taught, we are sons of God. We are sons of God, right? We have this son and father relationship. What Islam teaches, what Muhammad taught in the Quran, is that no, you're only a slave, and you have a slave to master relationship. It doesn't go any further than that. Okay, that's the distinction that we're looking at. Now, let me show you the difference now with the prophets.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Continue.
Go to Mark chapter 12, please.
Oh, can I read it this time, please?
As long as it's nice and slow.
Which verse?
We're going to start at 1.
1.
Mark chapter 12, verse 1. And he began to speak to them in parables. A man planted a vineyard, and put a fence around it, and dug a pit for the winepress, and built a tower, and leased it to tenants, and went into another country. When the season came, he sent a servant to the tenants to get from them some of the fruit from the vineyard. And they took him, and beat him, and sent him away empty-handed. Again he sent to them another servant, and they struck him on the head, and treated him shamefully. And he sent another, and him they unalived. And so with many others, some they beat, some they unalived.
Stop there.
Mm-hmm.
So just to break this down, it explains itself later, but I just want to see if you get it. In this parable, the man who owns the vineyard lends his vineyard out to tenants. When it comes time to collect from the tenants, he sends servants to these tenants. But each time he sends a servant, they reject the servant, they beat the servant, they unalive the servant. Okay? Who is the man who owns the vineyard in this story, in this parable? Who's the owner of the vineyard? Who keeps sending servants? Who is he? This story.
That the servant. I mean, just taken from those two, that the servants keep getting beaten. If we're referring to like a God and
Very
a
good.
messenger relationship, that makes sense. The rest of the
Absolutely.
information I can't really.
Yeah, it's okay. No, you got it. So God, in this parable, God is the vineyard owner, and the servants that he keeps sending to the tenants are the prophets, the messengers. And then, so the tenants is Israel, the ones who keep unaliving and abusing their prophets, keep rejecting these messengers. It's Israel. Okay? So you see how the prophets, Jesus is speaking. You see how Jesus depicts the prophets as servants, slaves?
Yes.
Right. Now let's keep reading. So now they kept unaliving and beating the servants, the messengers that the owner keeps sending. Verse 6, what happens next?
He still had one other, a beloved son. Finally, he sent him to them, saying, "They will respect my son."
Pause.
But
So do you see here how Jesus makes a distinction between the servants who have been being sent and then the son who the master beloves, who he loves, right?
Okay.
See the distinction made?
I see it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Keep
Who
going.
do you think the son is in this parable? Who's the son?
Well, keep going because I can't really.
If you had to guess, if after he sent his messengers and then he says, okay, you know what? I'm gonna send my son now. They will respect my son. In this parable, who's the son?
Just read the next one and
Okay, we'll read the
any
next.
more information about it.
Read the next line.
You said that he was only loved.
Yep.
Okay. Because that could be Muhammad too, because he's praised.
Please, you put Muhammad with the prophets, so he's the messengers. He's just a servant like the others. But this person here, he's the son. And I think that you know the answer to this, but you're a Muslim.
He definitely knows.
So you gotta,
He knows.
for some reason, you gotta fight against it because you're part of the anybody but this person team.
But think about it. Jesus wasn't loved. He was rejected. He was only loved by a few.
Why'd you say Jesus? Wait.
Jesus was. If you're attributing that to Jesus,
excuse me. Beloved by who? Read verse 6 again.
Verse 6. Verse 6. And still he had one other, a beloved son. Finally, he sent him to them, saying, they will respect my son.
The beloved son is beloved by his father, not by the people.
But Jesus wasn't respected.
Oh, man, very good. Yeah. So guess what? Read verse 7.
But those tenants said to one another, this is the heir. Come, let us unalive him, and the inheritance will be ours. And they took him and unalived him and threw him out of the vineyard.
So who's this? So you see how the son is not respected by the tenants, by Israel?
Well, they did that to Muhammad too. They threw him out of Mecca.
Well, Muhammad is just a prophet and a messenger like the rest. But specifically, you have the son. Who's the son in this story, man?
Actually, it could be either or, but that
either or who?
Either or who?
Just tell me, bro. Who's the son, man? What's so hard about this?
It's either Jesus or Muhammad, but obviously it fits Muhammad.
So show me where Muhammad is the son of Allah.
Because Jesus wasn't respected.
Show me where Muhammad is the son of Allah.
But Muhammad was. I don't like to use the word son, and you know why.
Well, Jesus did. Jesus used the word son.
The Father.
Hey, logic. Hey, logic. Let's just add this.
Master.
Let's just add this into the mix. Verse 8 says, and they took him and unalived him and threw him out of the vineyard. Here, Distory. Did the Arabs unalive Muhammad and throw him out of Mecca?
No, really, the pagans threw him out of Mecca.
Right.
But they didn't.
So they didn't unalive him. But the text says that the tenants took the son, unalived him, and threw him out of the vineyard.
Yeah. So Muhammad wasn't unalived. So
it can't be Muhammad. And so you said it was either Muhammad or Jesus. Since Muhammad's out of the picture, who's the only one left?
If you took the unalived part, because even we don't believe he was unalived. If you took the Distory. We're not going to do what you claim that we do to the text and take things out and put things in. Yes, we're going to be honest with what the text says. So here, being honest with what the text says, since you hold on. Since we're going to be honest with what the text says, you said there's only two people, Muhammad or Jesus. So now, since we've pointed out that it's not Muhammad, who's the only one left? Do you not agree that some
who's the only one left?
What's wrong with you,
Who's the only one left?
Like, I know you're a Muslim, but you're also a human too. Like, you have a mind, you have a brain. Why do you guys have to fall into this dishonesty and intellectual stupidity? Why?
This is not dishonesty. I can put that right back.
My dear Distory, let me ask you this one question because I'm genuinely curious. Are you touched in the head? Because you've been honest for most of this time, but now since we get to the point of contention, where everything else comes to a point where Jesus separates himself as the beloved son who is unalived and sent out of the vineyard, which completely contradicts the Quran, you say, well, if we just take the Bible out and say it's corrupted, then it doesn't matter anymore. That's not being honest, dear friend.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
I really do pray
you said
Christ frees
you
you,
don't
bro.
take verse, you don't take and add verses. You do. That's common
I
knowledge.
pray that Christ frees you from this, bro. I pray he frees you. Seriously. I pray he frees you. In the name of
You
Jesus, I
literally
pray he frees you.
said if we take this word out, then it could fit Muhammad.
Correct.
You literally suggested manipulating the text in order to fit your point.
No,
And
I
then
didn't
when I
suggest that. I
pointed
did
it,
not suggest
and then when
manipulating.
I point, hold on.
If
And then when I pointed it out, you said, well, it's just like what you Christians do. It's not what we do, but still, even if it was, it wouldn't make it okay. It wouldn't make it okay. So it's still wrong, friend.
So can you admit?
Can you still deal with what the text says?
Can you admit who is it? Who's the son?
if you include the unaliving, you're obviously referring to Jesus.
Thank you so much.
There you go.
So Jesus refers to himself as the son who is loved by the owner and who has the inheritance with the owner, is the heir of the owner, separates himself from the servants who are the prophets and messengers. You see how Jesus makes a distinction between himself and the rest?
I do, but do you have a better argument where he?
What do you mean better argument?
Like
you asked me for the context to show you the differences. I'm showing you. I showed you how we are, the believers are sons of God. And I showed you how Jesus is the son of God differently from the prophets. How compared to him, the prophets are just servants, while Jesus is the son.
We have three definitions of son and father.
And none of them fit Allah. So with Jesus, and remember, these are Jesus's words. This is red letter. This is Jesus talking. So Jesus is telling you there's levels to this. Yeah, you got the servants and you got the servants, you got the prophets and messengers, but I'm the son who the Father.
First statement where Jesus says, "Don't call me good," but here, stick to the point, dear friend.
And I'm thy will. Well, the point is the topic at hand. Thy will of God, the will of God.
The topic at hand is Jesus
the topic
being
at hand.
Muslim.
Right. So can you deal with what Jesus himself says? If Jesus calls himself the Son of God and the beloved Son of God, is he a Muslim?
If it doesn't, no. If he calls himself that, then no, he's not a Muslim. But we don't believe it. But we don't believe he calls himself that.
And that's okay. That's okay. Your beliefs.
There's more. I'm sure there's much more in your text that Jesus.
Hold on.
That Jesus submits his will to the Creator.
Friend. Hold on,
That's
friend.
clear.
Hold on, friend. According to this text, according to the text that we just went through, and even to the text of which you're going to, because he says he does the will of his Father. Now, according to both those texts, he is not a Muslim. Thank you for being honest and answering the question.
So, it all boils down to this. Jesus is not a Muslim. If we look at it historically, go to the earliest records of Jesus's life, we see what he taught, we see what he actually believed and taught and preached. He's far from a Muslim. He's not a Muslim. But all you have,
the documents could be wrong.
All you have is a belief. Our Quran says this, so we believe it. That's fine. Kudos to you, but you don't have any leg to stand on. When we actually investigate it, we see that he actually is not a Muslim. So that's the whole point.
But I beg to differ. Your arguments aren't clear when in the opposite. God, Jesus says all over the Bible that I am nothing without the will of the Father, or I'm here only to
never said that.
the will of the Father.
We never said I'm nothing without the will of the Father.
Logic, can I add on to this? Can I add on to this? Logic. Or you want to finish with it?
Go ahead.
So for me, there's something I want to clarify on. Because for you are saying that you're going to base your belief on this event of happening You are basing it on these
Who's
documents of John and
speaking?
It's Omar.
Ah, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
yeah. So what I was saying is that
Go ahead, Omar.
you have placed your belief on the documents of John and Paul and all this, and for us we are saying that that's not something we take as I don't know how you call it in English, as something decisive on that issue that happened on the matters of Jesus. So for you are basing on that, and we're also basing on the Quran. So for you are saying that we are standing on nothing.
So Omar, here, how about this? How about this? If we want to throw away the Bible and throw it under the bus, okay, that's cool. But if you want to answer whether or not Jesus is a Muslim, then you're going to have to give us valid historical information about what Jesus said and did outside of the Quran, because the Quran's making the claim. So here, how about this, friend? How do you
Probably.
Hello, come again, man. I didn't get you properly.
how do you know?
Well, Black Doctor, you're cutting out.
Oh,
You're
can
lagging.
you guys not hear me?
Like your internet is very low. Like your network.
Oh,
That's
that's why my connection. Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
yeah.
Nice. So I asked, how do you know how Jesus prayed?
Okay, this is something very important. I don't think this is something that is very important to a Muslim. How he prayed, or what was
That's so
his
here, hold
like
on. The question is not whether or not you think it's important. The question is whether or not you know it. Because
I don't.
for the other Muslims, they've been saying Jesus is a Muslim because of how he prayed. Like
No,
history.
I got that.
I don't think that is a valid argument. I don't think that's a valid argument of prayer, because if you look at prostration, it's in many religions. If you go to the Buddhists, they also prostrate, even in India, in the Hindus. Like I don't think that is a very powerful argument of saying he prayed like this, so meaning he was like this. That's something I
Very good. Very good. So how would you prove
Omar is a
that
very
Jesus was a
honest
Muslim?
Muslim.
I
Yes,
agree.
your network, man. I'm trying to get you, but
So how would you prove that Jesus was a Muslim?
no. Like when it comes to faith, you don't need to prove it. Like I believe in angels, and I don't have to prove them.
Omar,
But I believe in
can you
Jesus.
tell Black Doctor Omar, can you tell Black Doctor what you said before about
No, I
Muhammad being
heard
a
what he
prophet?
said. I heard what he said about, basically it's possible that Muhammad could be a liar and that Allah could be a liar.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he just believes it because he believes it. It's the very definition of blind faith, and therefore, if he's just simply going to throw away everything under the bus, then he can't answer it. He can't prove that Jesus was a Muslim. And so to simply continue to throw the Bible under the bus is completely irrelevant. All of the evidence that we have about Jesus outside of the Quran tells us that he's not a Muslim.
No, Black, you can't say all.
That's the thing.
Like you can't say all, because they what you call Ebionite Christians. They have been Arian Christian. Like there are many Christian sects that differ with your view.
Hold on, Omar. Did the Arian Christians believe that Jesus was a Muslim?
No, what I'm trying to say that you say.
Oh, okay. So bringing the Arians into this doesn't actually help your point. The Arians would still disagree. Hold on. The Arians would still disagree with you that Jesus was a Muslim. So they would actually be agreeing with me. So what's the other? Hold on. I'm asking you a question now. You said I can't say all of the evidence of Jesus outside of the Quran attests that Jesus is not a Muslim. So what is any evidence outside of the Quran that tells you that Jesus was a Muslim?
There's none outside.
Oh, so I was right. Oh,
yeah. Like I'm trying to get
why did you say that I was wrong in saying that I can't say all, when literally, per your admission, all of them attest that Jesus is not a Muslim,
because there isn't a single one that even attests to him being one.
Okay, so this is why. Okay, so this is why I said, you say that all evidence points that Jesus was not a Muslim. You get what I'm saying? So I misunderstood that to say that all evidence points to your argument. That's where I made a mistake, and I should have said otherwise.
So none of our people up here can prove that Jesus is a Muslim, right? Love Life. Are you a Muslim?
Like me? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Love Life is a Muslim.
Okay. So I wanna see, because Omar can't do it and Distry can't do it. Can Love Life, can you prove that Jesus was a Muslim?
So you're discounting he submitted his will to the Creator? You're completely discounting that?
He submitted his will to the Father.
Oh, sorry. So sorry. Let's first define what the term Muslim means. I mean, I'm not a scholar. You guys not a scholar. We do our best to interpret and give out the message. So the term Muslim, it derives from the word aslama, I believe, meaning surrender. Muslim means submission, surrender, submission, and we mean by that submission to who? Satan, human? No. We believe the submission is to God's will. We believe Adam, he submitted after he got kicked out. He submitted back to God's will. First he believed, but then he got kicked out and he submitted back. So he became a Muslim. So after him, every prophet submitted to God. Noah, building the ark, by God's inspiration, he submitted to God, he listened to him, and he built and he got saved. Abraham, he submitted to God. Like the Bible says, everyone, Aaron and Moses, washed their hands and faces. They went a little further, knock on their ground and pray to God, fell on their faces. Aaron fell on his face. Jesus went a little further, fell on his face, prayed to God. So anyone that prays to God, however the term was back then, however they communicated with their faces on the ground, it's considered a Muslim. And in English, it's a submitter. That's what it means, really. So submitter means Muslim. You can say, Go ahead, sorry.
Okay, yeah. Life. So, here, how about this? If I prostrated and prayed to who I believe is the Creator, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit,